Welcome to this Race Entry tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to use our new feature, email templates. So you'll start by logging into your account, and then you'll find your race. We're going to do our fake demo Wing It Marathon. And from the sidebar menu, you're going to go to messaging and then email attendees. And then now you'll see we've got this template button. You're going to click the template button. Well, you see that we have a bunch of different options for templates. You're going to scroll through, pick the one you like. We're going to keep building this template library over time, so it will get bigger. But let's go ahead and we'll just do the 4th of July Sparklers template to start. So I'm going to click that one, and now that template is applied to the email. I'm going to show you, and the email box is a little bit different. So I'm going to show you different buttons here. So you can switch the view here. So this is a desktop view. This is a tablet view. And then this is a cell phone view. I recommend doing all of your editing in the cell phone view since most people are opening their email on their phone. But you will want to double check that it looks good on a tablet and also a desktop. Okay, so we're going to go back to the cell phone view. Now you have a bunch of other tools over here in the top bar. We're going to go through them left to right. So if you want to see all of the different components, you can click and you'll see that all of the different components in the email are outlined here. So you can see them, and it makes it a little bit easier to select them with your mouse. If you don't want to see those lines and that's distracting, you can just turn it off. It defaults to off anyway. If you want to preview the email, you can do that. And then you just X out of the preview by clicking the eye icon on the left. If you want to go full screen, you can go full screen. If you want to leave full screen, you can leave full screen. I'm going to keep it in full screen. If you want to see the code, you can copy the code here. If you want to take the template to another email, for example, or if you're being fancy, if you want to import a different template from another website, you can import that template here with the code. If you don't want to see the images, you can remove the images and then you can put them back into view. They're not really removed, they're just hidden. So we're just hiding the images here. And then we're showing the images. Undo and redo and trash. And then we have the edit button here, the layers button here, and then the different components here. So let's start with, we're going to start with the different components. So these are just click and drag, and you can just drag them to wherever you want them in your template. So if I wanted the button to be there, I could drag it there. If you want grid items, you can put those in and they look like, that's what they look like. If you want list items, which is what we have currently up here, you can do that, and they're just plain, and then you can go through and do some edits. And I'll show you how to do those in a minute. One quick note, you can drag and drop links. So these links are text links. So you have the link and you can type in your text for the link here. And then on the edit bar, you're going to add the link where it says href, and that goes right here. You can ignore the title, and then if you want to select a target for how this link opens, if it opens in the current window or a new window, you can select that here, or you can leave it blank. I generally prefer to have them open in a new window, but you can also have it be the current window. Okay, so that's quick on links. The link block, so if you want your image to have a link, so we're going to add a link block there, and then we're going to add an image inside of it, and we'll just put this image there. And then you can make your image clickable, and again, you'll just do the href link right here, and then you can select your target, whichever one you want. If once you've put the image in the link box, it looks a little bit funny, go into dimension, and you can leave them in height or you can remove it. And then in width, you're going to put 100%. And that will just ensure that this link box is taking 100% of the width available to it. And then the image will follow with width at 100%. Okay. Always work in percentages. We've already done those edits on the links here in the templates, but if you're ever adding a new image and something looks funny, that's what you can do. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. All right, so we've got everything there covered. So and these sections, they divide it into 3, so you can go in and say, I want to put 3 different images, for example. You could put in 3 different images. I'm just putting in the same image here. If you want to kind of adjust the position within the cell for these images, that's going to be under General in the Edit tab. You're going to want to make this position relative, and then you're going to float from the top. And then you can just you can adjust it manually by clicking the button here, or you can say, let's try and see what 30% does. And if 30% looks pretty center, it's a little bit more than center, so we're going to go down to 25%. And that looks better. So you can kind of adjust the placement under General here. That's how that works. You will always just want to check top to bottom, it should be okay. Sometimes if you're centering left to right, that can be a little bit tricky when you're going through different views. But it looks like with this one, it still looks great. Even though it looks different, it's just because of how the table cells are sized for depending on different views. All right, and then let's go ahead and talk about buttons. So buttons can be linkable. You're gonna just, same as everything else, you're gonna add the link here, and then you're gonna identify your target as a new window or in this window. If you want to change the color, you can do that here. You can, if I want to make it black, for example, you can make it black. And then I can go up here and apply the same thing. Yeah. That's how you can change the color. If you want to look at the border radius and kind of adjust that, you can do that here as well. If you want to change the font, we have a couple of font options, so you can select the one that makes the most sense. You can assign a font weight here, and then you can adjust the letter spacing and the font size. So if you want the font size to be bigger, I need to go back to medium. I can. So I can do that, or I can do the pixel adjustment there. I can change the font color, and then I can even adjust the line height. That's just how tall the letters are. Um, um, so yeah, we'll just leave that. And then you can change the alignment. If you want the text to be centered, left, we're just gonna leave that alone for now. And then, with any of the dimension, that's just what the box looks like. You probably don't need to touch anything here. We did do some adjustments because these buttons were sitting at the very bottom of this red rectangle, so it looked weird. So we did float the buttons by 15 pixels from the bottom, and we also added a space at the bottom of the text here, just so it would look a little bit more centered between the text and the bottom of this rectangle. All right, so you want to keep that space, otherwise your button's going to be on top of your text. Yeah, and then you can go in and edit here the text you want. If you need to add an image, you can double click here. If you want to change an image that's already in here, you can do that just by double clicking. Yeah. So, all of the editing tools are here. You'll probably spend most of your time in the typography and decorations tabs to make some changes. So I'm just so we're going to click on the table here. And if I want to match this background color, let's see. Oh, it's not going to show me. Okay. Once you've done some edits, it will show you. Here we go. All right, we've got a background color here, and I want to have that background color for this table as well. So I'm going to paste there, and now I have a red background that matches that one, and I am going to make the text white. And then yeah, and if you have some hex codes, you can put them in here. It should. I wonder if it's in full screen, because it usually, yeah, so you may need to be out of full screen to see this, but you can click and see past colors you've used and other colors. So, if I go and click, we'll just do this table cell as an example, and I go into decorations, I can see that that's the red I've used, and then I can make that change. I'm going to make it this. We'll just put this back up. White, and then we want to be in typography. You can also type in white or black if you want. We're gonna go back to white if you don't know the hex codes. And then again, if you're out of the full screen view, you can click and find this tool so you can kind of pinpoint the color you want. Okay. So that's how you can do it if you wanted some more spaces like this, and then you can copy and paste the buttons as well, or you can select the table and then copy, and then you can drag this one down, and there you have it. Sometimes it can be tricky to make sure you're grabbing exactly what you want. So if you go to the layers section, it can make it easier to select tables. That's not the table we wanted. Interesting. Yeah. So there are a lot of different layers. It looks like there's like a big table, which is what I had been selecting. So what we wanted was this bigger, this table within the table cell. So you can kind of go through, and if you want to hide something, you can hide it. And you can kind of see what you're selecting. So if I click this table, for example, that's going to be this section of 3 images here. We're going to go back to this table, and we're going to copy that, and we're going to move it below here. And there we go. We've got our lovely patriotic striped motif, and now I have 4 spots. If I have 4 events that have different tickets that I'm going to link to, if I don't want the buttons and I'm just giving information, I can delete the button. That's no problem. Yeah. So this is a very versatile tool, really useful tool. Since these templates are already ready for you, you're just kind of, you've already got a jump start. And so, yeah, this is great. We're excited about our email tool. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.